Hi all, back with more Fields of Fire, the Normandy campaign, Mission 1, Trevieres Offensive. This is my take 2, part 7. Okay, just putting part 6 together, got chopped into 4 parts because I kept pressing the stop button. Okay, well, you know what you need to do there, Grant, don't you? Right, so we're good to go with, this is turn 5, and I'm starting to panic a little. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6 turns. I don't think there's a need for panic. So I was having a look at what things that I might like to try and do. Maybe not zoom in really, you can see everything there. So, what I thought, I noticed our artillery forward observer is here. Now, I'm pretty sure, although he's not an H-rated weapon or a tripod machine gun, but he doesn't lay down a PDF. He's got line of sight on this guy on the hill, and he's a spotted unit, so I think I can call fire with him on that. Pretty sure I can do that. So that's one thing I thought about. The other one was initially into here to attack this guy. I mean, not that we need to clear this guy, but he's causing grief, and he's going to cause grief into here, which is our primary objective too. So we need to try and do something about him. But I was forgetting he's not spotted. So whatever we do move into here, I mean, this could attempt to spot him, but of course we need a command to be able to do that. So do we send the 1st Platoon HQ up into that cover marker with somebody else to attempt to spot that guy and start laying down some fire on him maybe? So that would be fire on that, and we've got fire on this still from our mortar. Yeah, that was the thing. Well, I know I was saying about moving the first sergeant, well, the tripod machine gun, but it's going to be exposed so it doesn't fire. The same thing happens with a mortar. I'm pretty sure the mortar can't fire when it's exposed as well. Maybe it should be double. Yeah, we came across that the last time, Grant. We did. I'm sure it can't. Hang on. Yeah, of course this was a rule John Brown had referenced me to regarding mortars. But actually, was he talking about our mortar? No, he mentioned mortar teams. On that, mortars have 2 meters away. Yeah, maybe I should read this. However, let me just find the bit that was relevant to me. They cannot fire at all if marked with an exposed marker. And they can never use infiltration movement. Oh. Okay, remember that as well. I know the heavy machine gun can as well use infiltration movement. That's another one that could catch me out. The other thing, while I'm there, you may not have them fire from building, bunker, cave, or pillbox cover, or from woods or jungle terrain cards. I've got to say that means building cover, they would not be able. So, I was talking about if it was up in the church. Well, any kind of cover in a building, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because a mortar goes kind of up the way, doesn't it? Well, I mean, you can see it on the counter there. It's, fires up. So I think just any kind of building cover I wouldn't be able to fire from. So I cannot fire at point blank range. Yeah, so however, maybe we should move one of these, leave one of them firing there. There's no point of wasting the ammo of both of them. So, and then, what was my other plan? Yeah, the RA forward observer, and then probably have to take a slight chance and move, some of this up to here. Now remember, this is an all pinned fire, so it's not too bad. It's pretty decent cover. So I don't know if it's dodgy to do a whole platoon. Well, that means the forward observer would have to come with us. If I call for fire first, then I move him, what happens there? I think that's okay, actually. I get the feeling that I could give an order, call for fire on this card with artillery, and then if this 2nd Platoon HQ wanted to platoon move into there, we could do that. Obviously, next turn, I couldn't then call for fire on that card again from where it was, but I mean, that's an option, so that sounds okay. And the other thing I thought about doing, I mean, it doesn't seem like great timing, but in some ways it is, I'm already mentioned I've got 2 squads that are off the map now, and I've got 2 fire teams on this. Remember, this is not a fire team, this is a bazooka. I've got 2 fire teams, so I could attempt to reconstitute the squad, was that? I had that page open and then I moved. It's a rally action that attempt to reconstitute squad, and that is one of the actions that if you're trying to do it in general initiative, it does require the HQ, but we would be using the 3rd Platoon HQ to, in fact, that'd be an auto, wouldn't it? No, it is a draw. It is a draw cards, that one. I'm thinking if there's no VOF. No, it doesn't say auto if no VOF, so it's not one of them. Yeah, you're trying to put something back together though, aren't you? Yeah, so it'd be a 2-card draw, but that's... Right, sorry, I've been on pause, phone call. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I think I was just discussing what my thoughts were. I'm not quite sure where I left things there, because I've been away for about 15 minutes. Or so. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about putting this together, wasn't I? Thinking about the 3rd Platoon, about 2 fire teams, and maybe just putting them together to get that. Get 1-3 platoon back in action, you know. Attempt to reconstitute a squad. Yeah, it needs to be an HQ. 2 to 4 unpinned assault or fire teams. We do have to draw action cards, so yeah, it's a 2 plus or minus, and he's green, isn't he? Oh, wait a minute. Look at this guy. He's not green. He's veteran. Get him on the job. That's going to be a +1. Yes. Okay. Right, so we need some actually. I'm going to say I can't activate him, can I? Well, I could move up there and then activate him. Right, okay. There's loads of things I want to do. It's funny, at first you sit and stare and you thought, what will I do? And then you look at it individually and you think, right, I want to do that, and there's like, it ends up to be about 20 different things that you want to do. And, you know, I've not drawn well for commands up to now either, so there's not a big load of stuff saved up there. The COHQ's got 1 saved. Right, anyway, let's get on with the turn 5. Let's get started. Friendly Hire HQ event. Well, that would maybe be good to start with. So let's see if we get one. We do not. Okay, never mind. And we just drew a big 4 card there. Damn. Right. So yeah, friendly command phase, and yeah, battalion HQ is not on the map. So right, so going to activate the COHQ. I've kind of moved the tripod up onto the rule book there. I don't know if that's any better or not. To be honest, it's not really. It's just getting in my way. Could maybe do it there and get a little bit closer. It's a funny angle now. Right, so activate the COHQ. Oh, I thought about... It's maybe more bother than it's worth though, Grant. Yeah, I think when we first move in it, it's fine. Well, I'll show you what I was thinking about anyway. So COHQ, he is not undercover, he is green, our activity level is engaged, so it's going to be a -1, because he's green. And big num, oh yes. So, that's a 5, -1's 4, so we've got 5 commands for the COHQ. So what is he going to do then? Well, like I was saying there, it might be quite nice to activate the first sergeant. And to do that, I need to actually move up onto that card, which isn't a problem. And then what I could do is activate all my 3 platoons and the first sergeant. That's 4. We've got 5 commands. And then obviously the move is 1 as well. That means I'm using them all up. Is that extreme? Well, what are we going to do? Right, hang on though. Yeah, I was watching back in a bit of footage. Remember that these platoon HQs do still get an initiative activation. You know, if they don't get a... Sorry, I'm just trying to find the wording again. They get an initiative segment activation rather than the activation segment activation. I don't think I'm wording that right, but you know what I mean. If the HQ doesn't activate them, then it's riskier though, isn't it? It's riskier. Well, I definitely want... second platoon to do something. What are they? Oh, they've got no save commands, so right. And I would like to activate the first sergeant because I think he's going to be the one that is going to try and put that squad back together. He does have 2 save commands. He's going to get another command, which is 3. Just feel like he could probably do a bit more. He could try and rally this litter team as well. And we need to get things happening. And then he could move to where you want him to move, you know? So, but I need to be on the same card with him because he's not got a radio. Okay, so I'm going to move the COHQ forward, I think. And then, yeah, I'll just do that first, I think. So that's 1 command for the COHQ to move forward. So you've still got 4. And, yeah, I mean, I definitely want second platoon, like I've said. My plan was about third platoon, though, was to put the squads and all that together. But the fact I'm going to use the first sergeant, maybe I shouldn't bother with third platoon. Maybe I shouldn't bother activating them. And are you intending, this is only potential contact level on that potential contact marker on this row, Grant, left. So are you intending doing anything with that? I'm not sure. And then we've got this got converted to a fire team. It got hit and converted from an assault team to a fire team. It would be good to bring this back to here and try and put that squad back to full. But I do need to keep moving forward. And the thing is, as a fire team, he can't move forward. Needs to be an assault team. Yeah. Okay, so maybe not activate third platoon then, and just save a command. And activate first, because I think things are going to happen up to this card. Well, do I want to move up to this card though? No. This is a -3 he's firing on to. We need to try and... Yeah, because the art is going to try and deal with him. We're going to call fire on him. Hopefully that's legal. We'll look a bit more into it and maybe have to ask questions. But okay, so I'm going to activate second platoon, first platoon, second platoon, and the first sergeant. Okay, so I'm going to activate first platoon, second platoon, and first sergeant. I'll just leave that one there just in case I do make an alteration. So first platoon, second platoon, I had no save commands, and first sergeant. Okay, now I'm going to do this time. What I then feel like I need to do is just mark just a wee cube there. I only had 2 of the wee red cubes, so I'm just going to use a cube. So that signifies that these have not been activated in the activation segment, right? So that they'll get their own, this will get a staff impulse. Here we'll just get 1 command, and we will draw initiative impulse commands for him, whatever. Okay, so what do we want to... And, well, we need to decide that it's COHQ. And he should be marked exposed, which I'm doing off camera as we speak. Yeah, I don't think I want to do anything more with him. It's just if you did want to activate third platoon, but I think we'll just take our chances with that one. So, and then save 1, which I think is a good idea. Right, well I think maybe go for the first sergeant. Mind you, we just drew a big 5 there, so... Well, somebody's got to maybe hit a lower card, isn't he? Right, let's go for the first sergeant. Okay, so I'm going to draw a card for the first sergeant. Now, he is veteran. So he gets a +1 there. And, however... no, what am I... Yeah. Why is that +1, -1? What am I missing here? Normally for this, well, for the COHQ it was a -1 for being green. He wasn't undercover. Well, it's a wee card that tells you, Grant. I'm just, because now we've got a veteran here drawing a card. So, where is it? Command draw modifiers. Right, here we are. Right, can we try and avoid the glare, Grant? HQ or staff is pinned, no. Green, no. Veteran, yes. Undercover, no. And no VUFs on him. And then the current activity is no contact, no. So he gets a +1 to this. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Right, okay. And although you can only spend 6 commands, he can save up to, 9, isn't it? So we're going to activate the first sergeant. And, well, we'll draw a card from him. He's already activated. And he's going to get a +1 to this. Okay, here we go. Right, 3, that's okay. So 3 +1 is 4. He was on 2. So he's up to 6. And he can spend all 6 of them. Right, let's go and see what he's going to do then. Okay, so, well, the first plan was to... Well, I thought about possibly... Ooh, there's a thought. Why don't we do the litter team first? Assuming we've got the commands, we could rally the litter team. That's going to be an automatic rally. Because there's no VOF. And the litter team would become a fire team. Then we'd have 3 fire teams. And we could put the squad back to full. That's even better. And it's the same. It's not like it's a different action. Yeah. So that would be 1 action, that would be 2 actions. That's only 2 out of the 6. And then if you want to move the first sergeant, I'm not quite sure where he's going to move to. Like I say, I just don't think he should be beside the mortar section now. I mean, a plan might be for him to go across here, look for cover, see if we can find that upper cover. Maybe. Okay. Right, so I'm going to use his first command, to attempt to convert a litter team to a fire team. Now, it's auto if there's no VOF. There's no VOF on the card. It costs 1. Any unpinned litter team, that's what we're looking at. If the recipient card has any VOF, mark on it, draw action cards. If there's no VOF, it's automatically successful. Okay, so I'm going to spend 1 command to go and turn that into a fire team. Okay, so that's automatic. That litter team becomes a fire team. Right, now hopefully this is going to work. So now we're going to try and put this squad back together, and we're going to use these 3 fire teams. This one, this one, this one. Remember, this is a bazooka. And it's down there somewhere. Might zoom out a little bit. Which one is it? Attempt to reconstitute squad. And the wee one there talks about in general initiative. You would need the actual HQ, but we're fine. It's not general initiative, and we're using the HQ to do it anyway. It costs 1. It is a 2-card draw, but based at plus or minus on its experience level. We're veterans, so that's going to become a 3-card draw. Any HQ or staff, right? He is a staff. So 2 to 4 unpinned assault team, and the reason it says 4 is sometimes you might have a... Yeah, some of the squads are 4-step, aren't they? I want to say. Not in here. I think when you move into Vietnam and that, or some of them 4 steps. I think that's why it says 2 to 4. because obviously these rules are for the whole lot. So 2 to 4 unpinned assault or fire teams. Well, we're using 3, so that's fine. Draw action cards and check for the rally icon. If the icon is present, then the attempt succeeds. Remove the 2 to 4 teams. Place them with a squad with an equal number of steps that has previously been removed from play. If the attempt fails, do nothing. What's the 6.5.2? It's reconstitution. So squads in H, yeah, it's worth a little read. Can you see that? Almost. Squads and HQs which have been removed from play may be reconstituted during play according to the rules below. Reconstitution also occurs in between missions when playing the campaign game. And like Shania's pointed out to me recently, that if you can do these things while playing the game, it's more beneficial. Yeah, I think in 99... no, I'm saying things that I don't know really. I think it's more often more beneficial to do all these things if you can, but that's time and it's commands and you need to go on with the mission. All reconstitute actions require an HQ to give the order, even if used during general initiative. Yeah. You can never have a unit reconstitute such that it ends up with more firepower than it started. See example below, and it's I want to keep that page so I can go back to it. This is an example here, but it's so you can't end up with automatic weapons fire when you started with small arms fire and the likes. I don't know if we really need to look through this. There you may reconstitute a squad which has been removed from play. Any 2, 3 or 4 fire assault teams may be given an attempt to reconstitute a squad order, and that's exactly the order we were looking at. Draw action cards, modify by experience. Check for rally. If the icon is present, the attempt succeeds. Remove the fire assault teams and replace them with a previously removed squad with the same number of steps. Thus, in practice, a regular squad can regain its original good order counter during a mission. The experience level of the reconstituted unit, however, is based on the experience level of the lats. Oh, well, just as well I read this. That's not so good. Because we're using fire teams. So we would have needed 2 assault teams. 2 assault teams and 1 fire team would have made it line, so it's going to return as green. Yuck. I never thought of that. But we don't really have the... I could start faffing about and turning them into assault teams, but is it really worth all that bother? We just need to remember that it's green, I think. Well, just looking back, where is attempt to convert a fire team to assault team. So it would be automatic as well. We could actually do this, couldn't we? We've got 5 commands left. We could convert one of the fire teams to an assault team. That's 4 commands left. Convert one of the fire teams to assault team. That's 3 commands left. Put the squad back together. That's 2 commands left. Move the heavy machine gun. That's 1 command left. And move the sergeant. That's him done. It feels kind of yuck me ending up with a green squad. And I'm going to make a mistake as well. Right, so, but to confirm, I just want to see, I know where I need to, well, I don't know where it is, but I know what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's here. This is what I wanted to look at, just to be sure. Is this the same, though? Is this... is this just the end of... I don't think so. Well, clearly what I'm looking at here is to make sure that if I've got a line... We're wanting to reconstitute a 3-step unit. So... Yeah, see, if we have green, green and line, it's still green. We're not going to be able to get a veteran. The best we can do is line, and any. So that could be green. That would turn it into line. So I think that's how it works. Yeah, and if I'd read this all, I'm pretty sure it would have directed me to it. So reading this again, the experience level of the reconstituted unit, however, is based on the experience level of the lats used for reconstitution, line for assault teams, green for all others, and the average experience levels calculation chart and the charts and table played also 12.6. So there's obviously a player aid for this, but I bet you 12.6 is just where I was looking. I'd put money on it. Yeah, I would have won. If I was a gambling man, I would have won. Right, so it is there. So if we have 2 assault teams and a fire team, then the squad becomes line. Okay. I kind of think I'm going to do this, and I don't know, some of you might think that maybe this is a waste. I've not even got another assault team left though, and I thought, this guy out here turned into a fire team. So if we rally 2 of these fire teams, now I can do this one. I know this is one we just rallied from a water team, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it does say it. It was a question that came up before, but you can, because this is a different rally action. It's not the same rally action we're doing on the same unit. We're wanting to make it an assault team instead of a fire team. It's not that we're trying to do it from a water team to a fire team again. But we've got 2 other options there too. So I think I'm going to do this, and it might be wrong, it might be a waste, but we'll do it. So we're going to attempt to convert a fire team to an assault team, but it is auto if there's no VOF again. What? Why does that say Platoon HQ? Well, I'm glad I read it, because my first sergeant was right in there and he was doing it. Damn. Why does it have to be the Platoon HQ that does that? Well, actually, that's a bit weird. I'm glad I'm looking at these now. These are things that maybe just get into. Look, attempt to convert a paralysed team to a litter team has to be the Platoon HQ as well. Whereas litter team to a fire team is just any HQ. I wonder why that is. And fire team to assault team is the Platoon HQ. Let's put a right spanner on the works. What do I do now? First sergeant was getting an extra draw, and we've not activated the 3rd Platoon HQ. He's got 1 save command. We're going to draw initiative for him. But he needs 1 to... Well, what we could do... But then that's banking on getting at least 1 general initiative. And I might want to use that somewhere else as well. What we could do is... Well, the 3rd Platoon HQ's got 1 save command. I need him to get 1 more command. And then he can convert that to an assault team, convert that to an assault team. Then we come general initiative, we use the 1st sergeant to put that squad together. That sounds a bit like extreme, doesn't it? Because right now, we can reconstitute the squad, but it's going to be green. I don't think I like that. I wish I'd noticed though, because I would not have saved that. I would not have saved that COHQ command. I would have activated 3rd Platoon HQ now. I'm thinking about a little take back, but I've not really done anything. Well, I have. Well, that was an auto rally. I'm not drawing a card. I've just found out that I need the platoon HQ to turn these into assault teams. Do you think I'm allowed that one, Grant? I kind of think I am. Oh, you're all shouting at your monitor right now, aren't you? Or your screen or whatever it is. How can you, Grant? How can you do it? Well, I don't think there's any new... Well, there is new information, but just new information that I've realised that I can't... Well, to be honest, I didn't think there was a problem. I did look at who could do the reconstitute squad. I knew it was the first sergeant. It's only when I realised that it was going to be a green squad that I then thought, well, hang on, let's make them assault teams first, and then I've realised it needs third platoon HQ. I'm going to do it. Controversial, I know. Okay, so, sorry guys, I'm going to sneak that command, and we are going to have activated third platoon HQ as well. Like you see, I'll draw a booming 1 or something. Or we're getting a -1 to that. Well, at least I'm guaranteed a 1, I'm not. And I really need 2 points. So, you know, I could have taken a chance with it, I suppose. Right, okay. Hopefully you're alright with that. Well, I've done it. So we're still back to the first sergeant, and he's got 5 commands left. So the thing is, now you can't move him away, Grant. Well, we could move the mortar section instead. Because it seems silly having both of these here. And we leave the first sergeant there to do his thing, and then he's still firing up there with a. And to be honest, he's not. Yeah, that would be a better idea actually, because I've used 2 mortar. Right. Yes. So he's gonna move the mortar somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a thought. The mortar can fire from there to there. Yeah, no, but he's going to be exposed. That's it. That's how it doesn't work. So, yeah, in actual fact, yeah. Well, it means the mortar's not going to be firing this turn. And I think I can call firing on that. So maybe just move the mortar to here. The mortar is part of 3rd platoon though. But I don't want them both firing. Wasting ammunition. Oh, wait a minute. Indirectly, let's go and have a look at that. I want to see... This might be able to fire on that. Strange as it sounds. We need to look up 7.3 and 7.3.2. And there's quite a lot to read. And I need a little break. So hang on in there for about 33 minutes. Yeah, you know what? I should take a bigger break than I'm suggesting. So... But it's still 33 minutes, so I won't just cut the part. I don't think I've stopped the video this time, so I think it is actually 33 minutes. So I'm going to pause for a bit, sort something out. Yeah, it might be quite a bit. I'm going to go and get something to eat, I think. I'll come back and read about this, the possibility that maybe this mortar being able to fire on that. But then again, if you're going to call... The thing is, I think mortars can... kind of like, they don't need to have with the indirect, but I might have all that wrong, you know that? We'll find out. Right, I'll be back shortly. Okay, cheers. Right, back to this to finish the second half of this part. Where are we? It's part 7, is it? Or part 6? I think it's part 7. Yeah, part 7. Well, take 2, part 7. Okay. Yeah. I've been away for a bit, but just before I hit record, I came back and looked at the mortar situation. And yeah, indirectly, That's how we would need to do this, and it's the multi-step mortar sections that can do this. The single-step ones can't do this. We need a COHQ, CO staff, or platoon HQ that the mortar sections is attached to be able to it's like a call fire. It's basically you're needing they act as a spotter, and that's why he actually has the radio, because he's in communication with. He's attached to 3rd Platoon, right? A 3rd Platoon HQ was, I don't know, let's just say it was in this card. Then, well, that's not a bad example, actually. If he was in this card, then he's got line of sight on this unit in here, right? And he could then, we could get an order. I'm not quite sure exactly how it works. Is it the 3rd Platoon HQ that, or is it mortar section that uses the command? But anyway, he's got a radio with him too. He's in there. He's spotting this, and he's calling the mortar section to go in. The mortar section doesn't need to have line of sight in the card. This is for indirect way. But it does need to be within range, and that's long range. Long range is 2 cards, so you count 1, 2. So even though it's not it goes like that. And there's an example in the book there. Basically something similar to what I've just said. There's the mortar section, and there's the platoon HQ that's spotting this card. It's in line of sight. So this is not in line of sight. However, he is able to fire like that. And he fires with a minus, he fires with these heavy weapons and whatever. So that's pretty cool, actually. You know what? I don't recall doing any of that. Maybe I did. Like I say, it's been a long time since I did play this game, so I might have delved into that. But you've got to remember the rules. The original rule. Well, I had the 2nd edition rules. I'm sure they were better than the 1st edition rules, but probably not by much. And it was hard work working all these things out. So we can kind of do that in a roundabout way, but I don't know if I want to mess about with that. So yeah, that would mean the thing is, we've got a situation here where we can call for fire with artillery into there. I mean, there's no guarantee. Remember that a call for fire isn't a guaranteed VOF. You've got to actually succeed drawing the call for fire. Okay. Yeah, where was I? I'm still in the process of my first sergeant armour, and I started doing things, and we'd done a little bit. Okay, we did bring the water team back to the fire team, and then we were going to move himself. However, then I thought, leave him there. He's still firing on that, and shift the mortar section. Then I realised this indirect way bit could happen. I probably want to leave the mortar section there as well then. I thought I had it kind of worked out, and then this problem with this reconstituting this squad, the fact it was going to be green, and then thinking, right, okay, I'll make assault teams, and then realising that had to come from the platoon HQ, and it's just all turned into a bit of a muddle. What about this? What about, now it can come, the spotting could come from, well, when I say spot, it says indirect way firing requires someone who is eligible to command the mortar to spot for them and give them an order to call down fire. This could be the COHQ, CO staff, or it could be a platoon HQ that the mortar section is attached to. So the mortar section is attached to 3rd Platoon HQ, right? But they're on the same card, so he's not spotting he's not seeing anything that the mortar can't see himself. However, but we're going to attack on that as well, aren't we? I thought, what about the XO? The XO's got line of sight on this. So he could call for the mortar to fire on that, and it's within the range. So where do you get the command from then? The mortar can either have its own radio or phone, or be co-located in the same area of the card with another HQ that has a radio or phone. But he's got his own radio, and the COXO has got a radio. And obviously the third platoon HQ's got a radio, so, you know, if the third HQ was somewhere else. The HQ simply relies the order. They do not have to be eligible to command the mortar section. Where does the actual command come from? Well, actually, this requires a call for fire from the on-map order, mortar order. So it must be the mortar that actually carries out the order. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out. I mean, if we use third platoon HQ to give it the order to indirectly fire on this, but we're doing it through this COXO, I'm finding all that a bit of a muddle. Right, let's have a look a bit more. Indirectly involves employing indirect fire using an observer, just like off-map artillery and mortars. So it's kind of like using the forward observers, isn't it? Only in the multi-step mortar section we use indirectly. Well, that's what we're looking at. It requires someone who is eligible to command the mortar to spot for them and give them an order to call down fire. Okay, so the order must come from the actual spotter then. So not what I said there. And it can be COHQ, CO staff, or it could be platoon HQ that the mortar section is attached to. And he's got his own radio, so that bit's fine. There's no card draw, simply place the heavy weapons on the card. Note that the mortar will not continue to do this every turn, because it's not placing a PDF, remember, it's just placing a VOF, so it's not. And you remove the heavy weapons VOF in the cleanup phase as well. Indirect way orders supersede direct way, so if it's, when using an indirect way, sorry, move down a background. When using an indirect way, the target must be in line of sight of the observer, the HQ who will order the fire. So my guess is that's what it's got to come from. If it was the XO we were using, it would have to be his command that does this. The mortar section itself does not have to trace a straight line of sight to the target, must be in range traced in cards, including diagonally and not including the card the mortar occupies, a card occupied by both enemy and friendly units. A card occupied by both enemy and friendly units is a valid target for indirectly. When firing indirectly, the mortar does not place a PDF, thus it does not help qualify a card for crossfire. Indirectly is treated the same as incoming in regards to terrain effects, i.e. it can use a lower number and also the burst modifier on some cards. Well, that card does have a burst modifier on it, actually. But I was planning on using the artillery for that, so it's like... Okay, Grant. Damn. I just pressed record there and knocked the camera over for myself. But I think I'm going to leave that there, and then I can get the XO to maybe do that. But I suppose I want to know how this works first. If the artillery doesn't call for fire, then I might do the mortar. But then again, if it doesn't, means both the mortar and the first sergeant are firing on that. And I want to keep the first sergeant there because I want to try and put that team together as a... He's got a better chance of putting that, reconstituting that squad or whatever it is. Okay. So, well, what else are you going to do with the first sergeant? Can the first sergeant do anything else? Because he does have 5 commands left. Now, he can save them, though. But remember, when it's going to need to be general initiative that does the putting together thing. That's going to look stupid if we don't draw a 1 for general initiative then. No, I don't think I want to do anything else with them. That's the thing. I want to do stuff with them, and I want to do something with them. Not sure what. Up to there. And this, I'm probably, well, maybe considering a platoon move. Not sure. Well, that's, yeah, no. No, because if you move the mortar section, it then can't fire because it's exposed. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just save the commands. I feel like that was a bit of a waste though. So I'm going to save the 5 commands for the first sergeant. So we've still got first, second and third platoon. Right. Well, let's do third platoon and see. We want to convert 2 fire teams into assault teams. Well, to be honest, hold on here. If we get enough commands, he could have a go at reconstituting the squad. And if he fails, then we're going in at a different impulse anyway. But I think more than one could do it. You know, what I mean here is, no. Well, it's moving in a different impulse anyway, isn't it? Yeah. Well, let's just say... No, that doesn't work either. Is it a different impulse when you move between platoons? I think it is, isn't it? No, I don't think it is. Actually, I don't think it is. Because it's the platoon HQ/CO staff impulse. So in actual fact, that's what we're doing just now. So the first sergeant could have had a go at this, but I think the third platoon HQ could still have had a go at this, even though it's in the same impulse. It's a different unit trying to do the order. Yeah. Yeah, but also the first sergeant could have a go at it here, and then he could then move into the general initiative and have a go at there, because that's then a different impulse. Yeah, and this is what was trying to get through to me earlier. Right, okay, yeah, I'm going to save the 5 commands, and yeah, I might find that this is horribly wrong. So we're going to go for the third platoon HQ, and he's got 1 command saved. So he definitely needs 1, but we would like a lot more. Clearly. So he's not undercover, he's green. So yeah, it's going to be a -1 here. So here we go. Well, like I say, it's just as well we didn't do the initiative draw on this, so he wouldn't have got any commands. So because it's the activation segment, it's a guaranteed 1, so he does get 1. So he's on to... that's just yuck. Right, okay. I'm going to do what we said we were going to do. If I've wasted these 5 sergeant commands, then I'm going to do this now anyway. So I'm going to rally... it's an auto rally. I'm going to attempt to convert wait now. So I'm going to attempt... but it's going to be an automatic attempt, if you like. Attempt to convert a fire team to an assault team. It cost me 1 action. I'm going to do it on 2 different fire teams. So it's going to cost me 2 actions. That's all I've got. It's a 2+, but it's an auto if no VOF. And this is a bit that had caught me out, and that's why I kind of rewound things a little bit. It has to be the platoon HQ that originates it. Any unpinned fire team, and then exchange the fire team for an assault team. Okay. So we're going to spend both of the commands, sadly, and I'm going to rally this fire team into an assault team, and then this fire team into an assault team as well. Find our assault team. There we go. Right. And now I've not got any actions left over to have a go at reconstituting the squad, sadly. So that's third platoon HQ done. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm gonna move to second platoon now because that's the one with the artillery forward observer, and see what we're gonna do with that. So he's got no save commands. Great. And he's going to get a -1, so we draw a 4. Good. Could have done with that in the last one, though, really. Well, I'm sure we can put these to some use, hopefully. Right, so second platoon HQ there. We've got, what did I say, 4 commands. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is okay. Because we're not firing through that card. You know, we still do have. It's not quite showing you there. We need to zoom out a little bit. I'm not firing through this card, which is a friendly unit on this card. Like we had before, there's not a PDF running through that. We're going to call for fire on this card. We have line of sight though, because this is on a higher elevation than us. Oh yeah, I thought we were going to look for. Well, we're not going to try and look for the. Cover. Right, let's just leave that for now, or I'm going to get myself all in a tizzy. So I've got a line of sight on that. I don't think that's not firing over the top of them or anything. Well, it is, but it's not affecting them. I think it's okay. It's what I'm trying to say. So we're going to use. The second platoon HQ is going to order the artillery forward observer. Now okay, I'll come back to that. To attempt to call for fire from an off-map firing agency, including airstrikes and attack helicopters. And just before we read that out, there's a bit there about the mortar. Call for indirect fire from an on-map mortar. That's what we would be doing with that. And it says place the appropriate VOF marker on any spotted enemy card in the originator's line of sight. The originator is the guy that gives the order, and it has to be an HQ or staff or the platoon HQ that's attached to that specific mortar. And it needs to be in range, but the mortar doesn't need... Yeah, the firing mortar unit must have at least 2 steps. Oh. Yeah, well, we do have 2 steps. Yeah. We had 3 steps, we're reduced to 2. The mortar unit expends ammo, but it doesn't place a PDF or anything like that because it kind of can fire. It needs to have range. Well, we've read that. So this is what we're doing just now. Though it costs 1 action. Permission instructions. We'll come back to that in a second. Any HQ or staff, any eligible observer permission instructions. We'll come back to that in a second. Draw a number of action cards, per the mission instructions, modified by experience, and check for the burst icon. Draw an extra action card if the fire is registered according to 7.16.5. If the icon is present and the call for fire prerequisites are met, 7.16.1, then attempt succeeds, expend an available fire mission on the mission log, and place a pending fire mission marker on the target card. 7.16. I want to look at the rules references. Yeah, that was the 7.16.5. Registered targets and artillery mortar concentration. Registered target, we don't have any of that. But here are the instructions. Here's 7.16.1 and 7.16 telling you all about it. Yeah, I must have line of sight. I don't think I need to. That's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. He's a spotted unit. We've got line of sight on him. But it's in range. It's at long range. We can go up to very long range. So I'm going to jump back to this, and we're going to go for this. Right, so it depends on the permission instructions. So just jumping across to this, and we've got on the back here, there's an artillery forward observer, and he's attached to second platoon. He's line. He's not got all that ammo. I should have scored some of that out. It tells us over here how many fire missions he's got. So his agency is the 15th FA Battalion. Quite sure what FA stands for, but there you go. And we've got high explosives, or that's a smoke one, eh? What is it? White phosphorus smoke. So the one we're going to do with the damage, and the one we've got 4. You've got 4 fire missions, so I've got 4 wee circles here waiting to be filled in. So we've got 4 fire missions, and we get a -5, and that's what the modifier is. These are who can draw the cards for. FAC not applicable. RA forward observer, so I'm getting to draw 2 cards, and that is plus or minus the. Again, if he was green, he'd get a -1. If he's veteran, he'd get a +1. He's line, so we would just be drawing 2 cards. If the COHQ was wanting to do it, we'd only get a 1 card draw, and mortar forward the observer and platoon HQs cannot do it either. So that's what we'd be doing. We're drawing 2 cards to get a -5 modifier, and we need the burst symbol. So yeah, so I'm going to do this, yeah. Yeah, okay. And then we can see what happens here, and then if it goes wrong, we might be able to involve the COXO and this mortar, firing the mortar at that target. So, RT forward observer, got line of sight, calling for fire. Sorry, the second platoon HQ is giving him an order, and when he gets the order, he gets on his radio and calls for fire with a RA radio. But this is a visual verbal order. So second platoon HQ, that costs 1 command to do that. And we're going to draw 2 cards now. And we're looking for the burst symbol. We're drawing 2 cards. Now we could exhort this one, because it is the second platoon HQ that's given the order. And if we drew 2 cards, didn't do it, we could spend another command to exhort that, I think. Yeah. You can declare this action once for any failed attempt, draw 1 more action card. Yeah, so we can keep that in mind. I'd rather not. Right, so we're drawing 2 cards. And yeah, see how we get on. Okay, here we go. That's a failure. Oh, that's a not failure. Boom. Got ya. Right, okay, so we succeeded. So if icon is present and the call for fire prerequisites are met, then attempt succeeds. Expend an available fire mission on mission log and place a pending fire mission marker on the target card. Well, I like to do that in the ammo step, but you know, when you spend your ammo, I know it's saying to do it there. I've got 4, so hopefully I'll not. Right, this one is 7.16.1. That's what we're looking at already, wasn't it? It's just, it does say prerequisites, and 7.16.1. Let's just have a glance. Yeah, but I was here already, and it says I don't think I need to read through this, because it's quite a lot, isn't it? Valid target, spotted enemy unit. You may only attempt to call for fire action if you have an available fire mission. Yeah. Eligibility. The draws column on the fire support table. Yeah, we know what observers. We know how many cards we could draw. Number of cards is based upon the actual observer. Line of sight. Need to have line of sight. Yes. Communication. Must be in communication with both the originator and the firing agency. Well, the firing agency's got a radio for that. And the originator is giving them order. He's on the same card, not under cover. You know, it's fine. Yeah, see, an artillery FO can be ordered to attempt a call for fire action by an HQ in visual verbal communication. That's exactly what we're doing. The RAFO communicates with artillery as a firing agency with RAFD. That's exactly what we're doing. And we've got line of sight, so I don't see there being an issue. It's talking about using other networks there next, and yeah, I think that's if you're involving. Yeah, and there's high explosives. There's the different types of fire mission. This is the most common type of fire mission intended to cause enemy casualties. But we do have the possibility, we could have the possibility of doing the white phosphorus one. We had one mission to do that, but we're just going to deal damage. So yeah, all good. Okay, so we do have a result, and it's on this guy here. So we have a penned and fire mission coming in there. Good, and that we spent our action for that. So we've still got 3 more commands for second platoon. So are they going to... This is a pinned litter team, isn't it? No, it's a pinned paralysed team, isn't it? Even. It's all pinned that's firing in there. The other possibility is, do we go up and get this, maybe? I don't know. We might want the dust to settle a little bit just now. Maybe. Right, yeah, I've been paused for a while. I wonder what I'm doing here. I've not got a clue. Okay. So, second platoon HQ, still got 3 commands. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to order this to infiltrate here. There's a VLF on this card. So he's going to attempt to infiltrate that card. It's not big because I realised that we've got heavy weapons fire on this anyway. So here was me thinking about like getting in there to fire on this guy, but it would create a crossfire. And the fact that we can possibly infiltrate means that he might not be exposed. And then if we've got spare general initiatives, we could also search for cover as well for him. Yeah, so let's try that. So, what was it? An attempt to infiltrate. Attempt to infiltrate. So it's a 2-card draw. And it needs to be a VOF on this card or that card. There's a VOF on that card, so that's fine. So it's a 2 plus or minus. He's a line unit. So it's just a 2-card draw. And then if he fails, then we mark him exposed, basically. So that cost me 1 action though, Grant. So that's me down to 2. So we'll draw 2 cards, and we're looking for the wee soldier silhouettes. So 1, no. 2, no. Right, you could exhort that, because I think we realised the last time, even though I've moved them already. You know what, I think I will, because I don't think I'm going to do anything else. So I'm going to spend 1 more command to exhort that, to get to draw 1 more card, to see if we get... Oh, and we do. Okay, so that's a result. I mean, it costs us an extra command to do it. So he does get to move there and not marked exposed. So that's all good. And then second platoon HQ is going to save that last point. So he's got 1 save. So, right, first platoon. Well, let's draw a card for him. He's not undercover, so he's getting a -1. That's a 4 though. That's good. So 3. So he's got 5. Stretching. So he's got 5. So this guy's firing automatic weapons into here. We do have a cover marker. It's just an assault team. But we're not firing back at it. Now, we're not spotted it. Yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah. And that's the other possibility as well. That the EXO... No, hold on. Yeah, no, he can't fire directly though, because the directly would have to follow this PDF, wouldn't it? Because he's at the moment automatically firing there. In fact, it was him that started it, really. The heavy machine gun is just joining in now because it was exposed at the time. But if I had somebody... Oh, hold on here though, Grant. Hold on here. can't this third platoon HQ, who he's attached to... but you're past that stage. Yeah. So that would have to be some kind of general initiative as well, just to order that to fire on that. And I'm saying that just now, I know this isn't spotted, but if we can get it spotted is what I was thinking. So, and that's what we're going to try and do with first platoon. Problem, and that's is, we really need to send the platoon HQ up as well, don't we? That's taking an even bigger risk. Now, we can attempt to infiltrate, because there is a VOF on this. Now, all these squads are full 3-step squads. What about can a fire team? No, I don't think so. Fire team move to an adjacent card, but only if that card is staging area or friendly occupied with no VF on it. No, that doesn't work then. So I'm tempted. There's one step under this cover. I mean, here's the thing. You'll have heard me talking quite a lot, and I maybe didn't make this clear when I was talking about more than 3 steps under cover. The -1 that you get for each step over and above 3 that's under a cover marker, it does only apply to indirect fire on that cover marker, like a grenade. It's not just this VOF automatic weapons would not, it would just give the -1 to all the units under the cover. It wouldn't give that extra -1 per step above 3. If a grenade got fired on it, or actually, where does it tell you? Where does it actually give you the rule for that? Hang on. I've been searching for a while to find this, but I'm sure it's somewhere else, but they're just reading this, right? However, putting too many troops under the same cover marker increases their vulnerability to indirect fire and grenades. So it's indirect fire and grenades. For every step above 3 that is under a cover marker, each unit, I know what it is now, it's under stacking, isn't it? I remember now. Each unit attacked by a grenade, incoming, or airstrike VOF receives a -1 modifier. So it's only for these occasions. It's not just for normal fire. I'm not going to go and look for the stacking bit, because it's going to tell me the same thing. I think it is. If I search for stacking, I think I would find it. So it's just like, I'd be maybe making out that it's, if we went and stacked everything under that cover and this fired at us with -1, each unit would get the -1. They wouldn't get anything more for that. However, if he decided to launch a grenade at us, or an airstrike, or incoming or whatever, then it'd be like trouble. So yeah. So what have we got? We've got 5 commands. Right. Okay. I'm gonna try something a bit more daring, I guess. I'm gonna. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to spot them though, Grant. How many have you got? You've got 5 commands. Right. First platoon HQ is going to order the first bazooka forward. To attempt to infiltrate. And we are going to infiltrate under this cover marker. Right, so we can infiltrate because there's a -1. Did I do that wrong the last time? I might have done. Hang on though. Where's the... Yeah, I did. No, I didn't, thank God. Yeah, I was starting to think that because it's the first platoon HQ that's given the order that it's a green unit that's doing the check, but no, it's not. It clearly states there, Grant, it's use the recipient experience for command draw modifier, and we are attempting to infiltrate an adjacent card, so it's 2 plus or minus. The platoon is the originator, but the actual recipient, which is where we get the modifier from, was a line unit. Yeah, it was just the previous one, that squad there. Obviously, and I thought, the platoon's green. No, I had that right. And the exhort, I think, was okay. So we're going to do the same here. So it's going to be a 2-card draw to attempt to infiltrate this, and I'm going to move them under this cover marker as well. So that is a 2-card draw. And hang on, we need to spend a command for that. So that's them down to 4. And we're going to draw 2 cards to see if we can infiltrate. Right, here we go. Yes. Oh, 2 of them I didn't want. Because I was going to move the HQ next. I didn't want 2 in the trot, for sure. So he successfully infiltrates into here, under the cover. I'll try and stick with doing what I was doing so we can see them. Because I kind of want the platoon... I kind of need the platoon HQ with me, because I'm then going to try and spot that guy. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to now attempt... he's green, he's only getting a 1-card draw. Well, you could exhort it to get the extra card, but we've just drawn 2 infiltrate cards. Yeah, but I more need him there. He's going to be there. He's going to be under the cover marker. He's just going to be exposed. It's not great though, is it? For your platoon HQ. Oh, what the heck. Let's do it. Right, so I'm going to move down to 3 commands. We're going to attempt to infiltrate onto this card with the first platoon HQ. This looks crazy. And unfortunately, because he's green and he is the recipient of the order, we're only going to get to draw 1 card here. What's the chances? Right, here we go. No, the chances are not. Right, so we can exhort that. That would knock us down to 2. That's not what I want, because I'm going to have 3 chances to spot. And I might need them. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to leave it. So he does not... We're going to see that next card shortly. So, he does not succeed to infiltrate, so he is marked exposed. This is looking silly, Grant. Right, so they're all under the cover there. They're all under the cover, but the the HQ is exposed. Right, I've got 3 commands left, so I'm going to order the assault team to go and attempt to spot this guy. So he's within range. I mean, he's point blank. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's line of sight. The range of the weapon doesn't matter. He's in line of sight. That's fine. So this is a 2-card draw. So yeah, I'm going to do the assault team first. We've got 3 commands. I'll knock that down to 2 commands. Well, I don't suppose we have looked at this. Hang on. Or did we? No, I'm not sure. Anyway, attempt to spot. It costs 1. It's a 2-card draw. It's just a base 2-card draw. However, there is modifiers. Any HQ or staff originates it, and then we're getting that from our first platoon HQ. Any good order unit, it's got a number 2. An assault team can do it. We'll not go and look. With line of sight to an unspotted enemy, we've got that. Draw action cards modified by the spotting modifiers. And check for the crosshairs icon. If the icon is present, the attempt succeeds. Remove any marker being used to indicate an unspotted unit. If the attempt fails, do nothing. Okay. And the problem here is the modifiers are... where are the modifiers? No, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. There we go. There's quite a lot of modifiers here. Let's just move across again. Right, I'm recording. Oh, hopefully I just clicked that exit. Oh, don't tell me I've messed up again. Right, well, I'm at an hour and 15 minutes, so we need to kind of get this bit finished. Yeah, there's a bit more to do. We're going to do the COXO bit and all that. Right, I might need to cut this. Well, let's get this bit finished. So we're doing a grenade attack, and it's a 2-card draw. It's not modified because we are white. Well, it is modified, but we're wine. So 2-card draw, looking for the grenade. Come on, yes. Now I forgot about this, but we need to. Yeah, it's not. If you draw 2 of them, you get a critical, don't you? Does that work with the grenade? Yeah, grenade attack critical hit. So just briefly while we're there, see if you draw 2. If 2 or more cards with grenade icons are drawn, a critical hit occurs with the following results. I'm not going to read it just now. You can pause and read it yourself. If we had got it, or when we actually get it, we'll look into it. So we get the result though that we wanted. So this kind of went. It's went okay. Wait, I thought I had a grenade line here actually. Yeah, I do. So that goes on that trench. No, it does not. It goes on this trench up here. So although we had small arms fire, we're now getting a grenade on him. I forgot something as well. So I'll come down to that just now. Yeah, I've done a little blunder again. Right, that's first. So that's all our platoons. All we've got to activate is our XO. So I'm maybe going to take a cut there though, but just coming back to the bit that I forgot. When we infiltrated onto here, we are now trading fire with this guy. So, and that was the whole point of it, to be honest. And so we've got small arms on him. Small arms. I put these in the wrong place. No, right, okay. That's our fire, yeah. So he's firing at us with all pinned. We're getting heavy weapons from both the mortar and the machine gun at the moment. And but I didn't flip that over, but it also creates the crossfire, and that was the whole point of it, wasn't it? Okay, right, I think I'm going to cut that there. I know it's a crappy place to sort of stop because we're got the COXO about to do his thing and see if he can. Well, what is he going to do? What was the plan again? Was it? Yeah, was it? I can't remember. No, it was a backup plan, wasn't it? Because we've got the pendant fire mission there. Yeah, we're maybe not going to do nothing, man. But the general initiative's important because we want the first sergeant to put this squad together. Yeah, I dare say you could wait until the next turn to do that though, Grant. It's not really that important, is it? Right, I'm going to cut there for now. So I still do have the XO, and I've got it marked up there with a blue cube. So he's just going to get the 1 command, and he's going to have 4 commands, and we can decide what we want to do with him. Then we've got the general initiative to come, but I do need to take a pause here anyway, because we're at an hour and 18 minutes, and I'm a wee bit concerned I might have glitched again with my recording skills. So hopefully going to come back for a little bit. I don't know, it is getting late, but I'd like to get another wee bit in, maybe just finish this turn. So we'll be back shortly, hopefully. Cheers.